Okay guys, welcome to Flexibility February. We have 1 month to try to get those splits. And even, if you're a little bit tight, if your splits are within that, around 90 degrees or so, 1 month, that's gonna be a tall order for achieving the splits. But within 1 month, you can make a lot of progress, really improve your kicks and feel a lot better. If you're past that 135 degree point in your splits, you definitely should be able to achieve them within the 1 month time frame. Don't forget that before doing these exercises, we should always warm up. Spend at least 10 minutes doing some jumping jacks or running in place or any of the warm-up exercises that we do before class each day. We want to hit some leg swings and maybe even do your form lightly a few times to get started. Okay, so what we're going to need to do this is we're going to need to download the app if you don't have it, CMA Forest Hill. The very first thing on the app that you'll see next to the phone is Flexibility February. You can click on it, gives you all of the exercise that you need to do. Now, each position we're supposed to hold for between 30 seconds and a minute, depending on how important the stretch is to directly what we're trying to achieve through this program. It's important to relax during your flexibility practice. That's why I put on some relaxing music. We've got some Debussy going on now. When you're doing something like training, it's okay to put on some high intensity music, but we really want to relax, almost feel lazy while we're doing the stretching practice. Okay, the other thing that you're going to need is a timer. So just throw in your phone timer so you know when the time is up for each position. So we're going to start off with 30 seconds here. Okay, the first exercise listed is a hip flexor stretch. It's going to stretch the iliopsoas muscles here. It's really important, particularly for position 1 kicking. To do it, we don't need something to hold on to, but by putting your hand on a bar here or a wall or chair can really help you to work on your posture. So to do this, we're going to turn our hips and put ourselves into this posterior tilt here where we're really shortening up the muscles. We're going to stretch forward and rotate inward at the same time. Okay? Every now and again, try to push a little bit harder and tighten those glutes up, and you'll really feel that stretch getting deeper here. Okay? We're going to just stretch down as we can without getting too much of an arch in our backs. All right, good. That's time up. Now we're going to switch to the other side. We'll hit 30 seconds again. Okay, same thing. We're going to rotate here, tuck those hips under, stretch forward, and try not to get too much of an arch in our backs. We want to make sure that the whole top of our foot, including the top of your pinky toe, is on the floor. That's really going to help you to get a deeper stretch here. Got about 10 more seconds in this position. All right, good. Next, we're switching to a twisting lunge. So in this position, I like to lift it up high to start with. Make sure that, again, I tuck my hips under and lock the knee out. Then we want to bring it down. If you don't do that, you're going to wind up usually with a kind of lazy hips here and a bent knee. So raise it up, get the position, and let's hold for 30 seconds. So from here, we're going to twist as we stretch down. Breathe slow. Got about 10 seconds left here. All right, relax. Let's go ahead and switch sides and try it again. So again, raising it up, tucking those hips down, lower, try to keep that back knee as straight as possible. Hips tucked in the position, and twist, open up that chest. And get a little bit of stretch through the shoulders, just gently. Gonna hold about 10 seconds. And relax. All right, great. Okay, the next stretch is going to be a great hip stretch that we use for opening up the adductors for our high kicks, but also it's almost exactly like a chamber for a high side kick, so this will really help you develop the most difficult kick in Taekwondo. We want to have this foot pointing perpendicular to the direction that we're looking. We're going to put both hands down, toes pointing up, and then just gently we'll lower this stance down, making sure that we keep our knee pushed back. We can even block it with the elbow if we want to. Okay, so let's sit down in this position. Again, we'll spend about 30 seconds here. Tuck those hips under so we try not to, again, have that overarch in our backs while we're doing this. As always, keep that pinky toe pulled back. That will help you to align your hips correctly. Got about 10 seconds left in this position. Relax, breathe through. Good job, all right. And let's go ahead and switch to the other side. Same thing, this foot's gonna point directly to the side, toes pointing up, and then we're gonna gently sit our hip down. At the same time, we can push that knee back and even block it with our elbow here. Okay, so if you can't go down very low, that's okay. Having a stretch up here, that's perfectly fine. Even if you're so high you can't use your hands, go ahead and hold on to a wall or hold on to a chair, and you'll still get the benefits of this stretch. Okay, great job. All right, next up, we're gonna switch to a frog split or a half split. And this is a really good exercise for opening the hips up, especially if you're somebody who has like a lot of tension in their hamstrings and supporting muscles that makes it difficult to stretch. So we're gonna start off with our knees bent about 90 degrees here and spread out like a frog. Now we can push down, but I prefer to go forward a little bit first, lower, and then push back and down. Just like the last stretches we did, we want to try to do this without too much of an arch in our backs. So we'll keep widening those hips up and dropping down. All right, 10 seconds. Breathe through. And relax. Okay, good work. Okay, now we have to consult our app because I forgot the order of the exercises. Next up, we're gonna switch to some hamstring stretches. So we're gonna start off with just one leg out, one leg in. Keep your knee straight. Another tip for this one is don't let your hip turn and your foot and knee point to the outside. Try to keep it straight with that pinky toe pulled back. So a lot of people are gonna wanna turn their feet as well. All right, let's stretch it down. So we'll start off stretching it up, taking a deep breath. I'm gonna try to reach with both hands if we can. If you're not able to grab, you can hold onto a belt or something like that and use it to assist you. And then just gently, we'll start pulling forward and down at the same time. We'll feel a nice stretch through our hamstrings, but also in our backs if we're pulling forward. We got about 10 seconds. Breathe slow. Enjoy the bach. All right, good. Now we're gonna switch sides. Okay, and we'll just repeat the same thing again, being careful that we're keeping the hip straight and pinky toe back. Breathe in, exhale as we go down, and we'll just gently stretch down and forward. About halfway there, keep it up. And relax. All right, great job. Now we're gonna do the same thing again with both legs out, okay? So one more time, breathe in, exhale, hold on. Try to keep the big toes together and your pinky toes back. So it's good to hold on to the balls of your feet and hold that position in place. If you're unable to do it again, a belt's a great option. Just wrap that belt around and pull down. So let's hold this position here. Got about 10 seconds left. Just keep that stretch. And again, as always, breathe and relax. All right, great work, guys. So now we're getting there. Next up on our list, we're gonna hit our butterfly stretch. Now, there's a lot of ways to do a butterfly stretch. One great way is if you have something heavy to hold on to, pulling against it, that'll really help to stretch out your back. But the main thing that we want to stretch here is our piriformis muscles back here. A lot of times when people stretch too much of their adductors working the center split, you can wind up with imbalances, and this will help to alleviate that. So to start out, we'll just push our knees up, push them down to the floor, and just kind of get comfortable there. When we stretch down, we don't have to worry so much about keeping those knees down. We want to worry about stretching from our back and from the hips. So let's keep our back straight. We'll take a deep breath in. Got to get our timer set here. All right, and let's exhale and we'll stretch down. Now the line that we should be making here is not a nose down to your toes hunch. It's going to be a nose to the floor in front of your toes. That way we'll encourage us to keep our back straight as we're stretching down. Okay, so back straight and stretch down. Try to get your nose to the floor in front of your toes. Got a few more seconds. Hang in there, hang in there. Okay, relax. Great work. All right, next up, we're gonna be hitting those splits. So finally starting with the center split. 60 seconds in the center, and then we'll do 30 seconds to each side. Okay, so let's start off with the center split. We'll spread our legs out here. Keep those knees straight. Okay, spend a second getting set. And when you're ready, we'll slide it out, make it wider. Okay, now we're gonna spend, oops, let me switch to a 1 minute timer here. Okay, so here we go. We got a minute to hang out here. Okay, and once we go down, spend a little bit of time here getting comfortable and making the adjustments, but once we go down, that's gonna be it. We're not gonna pop down and up and down and up and down and up. So after 30 seconds in this position of getting adjusted, we're gonna go down flat for 30 seconds and we're not gonna move from that position for the entire 30. Just got a few more seconds here, make it just a little bit wider for me. There we go. All right, guys, here we go. Now we're gonna stretch down, 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 and our goal is gonna be bellies on the floor, not hunching forward. So from here, I'm just gonna reach down flat until I'm all the way down, belly on the floor. Got about 10 more seconds. Hang in there. Remember when we're doing these splits to keep those toes pointing up and knees straight and keep your seat down on the floor throughout. All right, good job, guys. We made it. Now for the next one, we're gonna do our side stretching. If you're just starting out, I recommend bringing it in a little bit because it's gonna be difficult. And we wanna make sure we're using this back arm, not just this way. So let's bring it in just a little bit here, okay? So a little bit more relaxed. And we're gonna focus on twisting from the upper body. So this time, let's go ahead and we'll spend about 30 seconds in this position, stretching down. And we can do this several ways. One is keep our bellies flat as we stretch down. Another way would be to stretch over and sideways like this. This is a great way to get a stretch to those obliques and lats, which are often overlooked. Or we can even do some combination of them. Just a couple more seconds here. Great job, you guys. Okay, now we're gonna switch over to the other side. Same thing, we have about 30 seconds. So first up, we'll stretch down with our bellies flat. So obviously you should feel this more in your hamstring. Or we can go sideways here. Okay, try to open it up a little bit better. One good way is to put this arm across. Really help you to do that, to feel the stretch in the right spot. Okay, great job, guys. All right, so that's it for our center splits. Let's bring those legs in. Shake them up a little bit. Okay, knees up. And we'll just go back and forth a couple times. Just rotating our hips inward. All right, relax. Awesome. Okay, next up, I know you're excited for the scissor splits. So So let's go ahead and get into it. Let's switch this one, see what else we have. Some Beethoven, that'll work. That cello suite one's just too overplayed. All right, let's see, scissor splits. We're gonna hit the scissor splits, left side and right side, of course. So let's get our timer set here. Okay, so to do the scissor splits, we wanna make sure of a couple things that we're rotating, keeping this back hip straight. Don't let it go off to the side like that, okay? So gotta keep that straight all the way to the pinky toe down, okay? Then we're going to stretch forward and try to keep our hips as square as possible while we do this. Okay, so slide, slide, slide all the way down here. Very good. Keep those toes up in the front. Keep our shoulders square, so they might want to go this way, but you're gonna turn them and put them into the proper position. And just like we did for those other stretches, rotate that front hip inward and keep that pinky toe back to avoid any imbalances in your stretch here. Okay, so we have about 5 more seconds. All right, nice work. Okay, now we're gonna switch sides slowly. Put that other leg in the front. And again, we'll repeat. So we're gonna slide it down into position. Make sure that our hips are turned correctly. And then try to make sure we're twisting our bodies more to this direction. And relax. For a lot of people, the front split tends to be the most painful. So this is the time to practice that power breathing. Just a few more seconds. Almost there, guys. All right, awesome. You did it. Okay, bring your legs in. Okay, now let's just move around. Feels good, right? Okay, now we have our finishing exercises. So we're gonna go back to a different stretch for the piriformis here. So it's also a great stretch for releasing tension in our lower backs. So we're gonna lay back here, put one leg over, bend your knee, we'll reach through, grab a hold of that other knee, and we'll just pull it in. So this one I'm not gonna set a timer for, we'll just hold it maybe somewhere between 20 and 30 seconds. We'll time it in our heads. Okay, great. Now let's switch and pull it in. Looking good. Again, we'll just hold it for 20 or 30 seconds. Remembering to breathe slow throughout. Okay, and let's relax. Good job. All right, and to finish it off, we're just going to do our supine twist here. So we're laying on our backs, keeping our knees bent about 90 degrees and should be straight up here. Arms flat, and then we'll just bring our legs down to one side. Okay, again, we're just trying to get rid of all of the tension and rebalance our bodies after our stretching. And let's go to the other side. And relax. All right. Great job, you guys. So daily stretching is really a key for developing elite level kicks. Recommend trying to do this at least once every day. But if you're feeling, like you maybe need a little bit extra, you feel a little bit tight, or you're just a real go-getter, you can do this morning and night. So I get a lot of injuries, of course, kicking all the time. So when I'm trying to recover, after injuries and your flexibility reduces, I'll do it at least twice a day. I'll do a morning stretch and a night stretch, never more than 15 minutes or so, and it seems to do the trick, so give it a try. All right, guys, good luck with your Flexibility February practice. I have a whole stack of Split Club patches that I can't wait to hand out at the end of the month. All right, bye guys.